Hello guys, what's going on? Zach here, and today I have another random map game. And I think this map is actually Atacama. It's been a while since I've actually looked at many of the light random maps. This map, of course, is part of the light random pack which these guys are playing. But I think, if my memory serves me correctly, I did a commentary of this game not too long ago in the Extreme Challenge tournament, and if I remember correctly, the name of the map is Atacama. Let's introduce the players then. Up to the northeast of the map in blue, we have CKF Tim playing as Persians. Down to his south in teal, we have CKF IamOK, and I'm glad he's alright. I was a little bit worried about him. In hospital last week, but he seems to be alright. He's back up on his feet now. He's playing as Byzantines down to the south of the map. Their opponents today in green, over to the southwest of the map, we do have Fire playing as Goths, the Brazilian player right there, and up to his north in hot pink is Slam playing as Mayans. And I believe he's from Canada. So we have a little bit of a Team China off on the right. VG Paladin watching Tim right now. I can assure you it's Tim playing. And yeah, map, as I said, Atacama. Pretty interesting map actually. And the Medieval Wars tournament that is currently underway at the moment may feature this map quite a few times, as it is, as I said, part of the light random map pack. So let's have a look at the map and sort of have a look at what it could mean for the players. The first thing you'll probably notice straight away is that there is very little wood around the players' town centres. There's a few straggler trees here and there. It's really not a lot to be boasting about, and certainly not a lot to justify building a lumber camp. So they're obviously going to have to sort of head towards the centre of the map, where even here the wood is very sparse. Games that last a long time could be over pretty quickly if they run out of wood, because obviously this is the main focus of the game right here in the centre of the map, where the wood is. Of course, you can really not do anything in Age of Empires without wood, really. Of course, obviously, initially you have your food, your boar and your deer and your sheep. But once that's gone, you need wood to sustain your food income for making farms, for instance, or even fishing boats. So, obviously, wood is such a crucial resource in this game, and you'll see players fighting over it, and here we have a great map in my opinion, purely because it forces the players to fight for the wood in the centre of the map. It's very open, and it's not going to be easy for these guys to wall, so we'll see how the Chinese players do in this situation. I certainly know for a fact that Tim is got a bit of a reputation for walling, but to be honest with you, they're all experts in their own right anyway, and to be perfectly honest, I know he has a reputation for walling, but he can play without walling, of course he can. But either way, as I was saying, it forces the players to the centre of the map. There are some small lakes here, and there's not really much in there, just a few shorefish, so perhaps, I don't know, some villagers gathering the shorefish, probably not worth building even a mill there for that, as there's only a few shorefish in these tiny lakes. And as far as the other resources go, well, there's plenty of gold and stone around the edges of the map. As you can see, there's quite a lot of the stuff. I think every player even has two large gold piles, as opposed to one large one and two small ones. So pretty much standard resources there. They all have a stone pile as well, and there's lots and lots of resources around the edges of the map. As well, stone and gold, and quite a few relics as well. There's a few relics to be collected up also. So the outside of the map, obviously, as you can see, very, very sparse, hard to actually wall up. It's abundant with gold and stone. So obviously building town centres out here is going to be important to keep your villagers safe who are gathering the stone and the gold. Actually interested to see how the players decide to deal with this. One thing that they could do for sure is go for a drush. If they really wanted to, that could work out very well for them, as it would mean that they can start harassing this wood in the centre. A tower here as well could be also a very good idea, as it means that you can put pressure on your opponent, and a tower here, for instance, can cover a very large area and prevent them from gathering wood for quite some time. One thing I have noticed here, though, is pretty nice. IamOK building a little dock here. He's actually found himself a big fish in the deep blue sea, well, in the tiny little pond, and he's probably going to put a fishing ship or two out on there, and, you know, it's probably worth it for him. There's a shortfish in here as well, so that's a good 250 odd food that he can get from that. And I know it's costed him a little bit of wood, but it's going to give him a little boost indeed. And I don't know, he might be able to capitalize on that very well indeed. We'll see how it goes. Of course, we have a Mayans and Goths versus, in this case, Persians and Byzantines. Mayans certainly one of the stronger civilizations out of this lot, but all of them do fairly well in the Castle Age and Feudal Age for sure. Byzantines, of course, as you saw in my last Zero to Hero video, do have that cheaper trash, so they can make a lot of skirmishes and just really capitalize on that. Of course, we have Persians up here who are going to have a pretty reasonable economy, so that should be, I don't know, a good combo here actually. I think they're going to have a pretty good combo. Byzantines, Persians, pretty good economies, as, to be fair, does the Mayans. Goths here, not going to be able to wall at all, really. I mean, they can make palisades, but as far as anything else goes, Goths slightly in with the short end of the stick, in my opinion, in this matchup. We'll see how it goes for the Goth player. I'll keep an eye on that. One thing he is doing, though, is a nice early drush, and a little bit of lag in game. I think that's just a recorded game, to be honest with you, not sure. But yeah, fire here with a 4 militia drush, and considering he's Goths, that means he's taken a little bit of stone, sorry, gold even. There we go, we can see he's taken 30 gold right there. So 4 militia drush from him, and the scout as well. Gonna head straight over to this wood camp over here, and if you can harass this and even kill off a couple of villagers, that's quite a big deal for IamOK. So fire here, gonna go in with the militia, and IamOK doesn't have a barracks to stop him or do anything about this, so this is kind of a problem for him. He didn't see the drush coming in, no way of walling it either, and that's going to be 1 or 2 dead villagers for certain. IamOK really not okay right here, I've got to say, and the rhymes are just everywhere. This is really not good. Fire doing a good job here, managing to take out a few villagers for sure, and IamOK gonna suffer so massively from that. That's a real big loss for him. And there's another dead villager if he chases. 1 scout, all it needs is a couple of hits. That villager could get away from that, but Jesus, this is one of the most effective drushes I have seen in a long while, and that villager looks like it's gonna die actually. Is it gonna hop in? Is it gonna hop in? Oh, so close. Militia dies, but so worth it. Fire there, actually getting a huge advantage, managing to push IamOK from the wood for quite some time, do a lot of damage to villagers, and these could be sniped very easily later on, remember. So really nice drush from Fire there, securing himself his wood a little more as well. What's going on the other side of the map? Well, Tim throwing up a tower straight over here on Slam's side, and it looks like Tim's tower is going to go up pretty quickly, but Slam already has two wood camps so far, and Tim, is he taking stone? Yes he is, so we could see another tower from him, and we're going to see that straight away right there. And of course Tim going to be trying to pressure this wood as much as he can, and as I said earlier, the real focus of this game is going to be fighting for the wood in the center of the map. It's really a big deal. If this militia here actually could find that villager, like these 2 villagers here are so weak, if this militia comes over, 1 hit and they're going to die, but I have a feeling IamOK is going to send them to make farms. Nope. So they're going to go take some stone, and that, I mean, if Fire knew about that, that's another 2 free villagers right there. It's a shame he doesn't really, but oh well. IamOK going to start taking some stone of his own, and he's again going to go for a tower. So the Chinese guys here both going to be trushing, and it looks like IamOK, yeah, he's going to head over to Fire's base. I did think for a second he was going to sort of double trush on Slam right here, and I just realised this tower is actually out of range of this, so he's actually not going to be able to hit any village. Oh no, he is, my bad. I thought he was actually out of range there and only hitting absolutely nothing. So there we go, we see IamOK starting to build a tower as well, and Fire probably going to be expecting it. He could probably see that as well actually. Let's just have a quick look. It's so close, out of sight, but very close indeed, and IamOK going to get that tower up no problem. Fire though starting to make archers from his well, going to put archery ranges up and make archers. Same for Slam, and they really are going to start piling the pressure on here, I think, and although they're going to lose a little bit of their wood collecting here, For now, they can kind of just deal with it and get on with it. They can actually still continue to make archers, so they're all good, all fine and dandy over there. And even with this tower going up for IamOK, looks like Fire's going to be able to make the... well, he's making skirmishers, but he could make archers as well if he wanted to. He has the gold for that. Pressure coming in from Slam then, and Tim going to have to put more towers up, and he is doing that pretty vigorously. 2 more towers right there, and I'm wondering if this really sort of tower-heavy strategy is going to work out for them, because of course these towers are going to be in range of each other. I think, no, just out of range, but even so, not such a big deal. If Tim gets fletching, he will be able to make that reach. Oh, he has fletching. Wow, I thought that would be able to reach. My bad. But yeah, Slam here, going to lose his archers by the looks of things. Villagers coming out to deal with them. And his Trush, well not Trush, sorry, his Flush really not being very effective here. Tim's putting up a lot of towers, playing it, I don't know, kind of semi-aggressively, semi-defensively with all these towers. And it seems to be working out fairly well so far. IamOK going to put up a archery range here, potentially. Well, I would be surprised if he didn't put an archery range up. No, he's not. He's put up another tower, and both of them just going really heavy towers. Probably actually a very good strategy, a very good idea. Fire here with some man-at-arms and trying to find some more kills, but doesn't seem like he's managing to do much there. And considering the map for IamOK here so open, I actually thought he would be able to do a little bit more. He's actually going to come in though, get these villagers, and it could be a couple of dead villagers there for IamOK. Certainly losing a lot of villagers here actually. He's lost so many on this wood, he's losing quite a lot more out here on the plains as well, and I'm a little bit concerned about his economy right now. It's really in bad shape. Over on the other side though, he is still putting up this tower rush, and Fire's going to be struggling to gather a lot of wood here. I think the same for Slam can be said as well. So many towers just going up. Tim just towering everywhere. Towers behind towers. And if they can actually get enough towers up, these archers from Slam are going to be pretty ineffective as well. So far though, seeming to do enough damage, preventing one tower from going up, and probably going to take another villager as well. So Slam and Fire certainly managing to make the most of a fairly bad situation with these towers right now. Archery range from IamOK there as expected, but they're really sort of capitalizing on the open map as well. I can hear, there we go, man-at-arms battering away at that palisade there, and I think, you know, IamOK and Tim having to play this very defensively, and I think that's probably going to hurt them a little bit later on if they can't actually, you know, secure any map control, as they're playing very defensively. So, watchtowers up though for Tim, and still losing villagers. IamOK and Tim losing just so many villagers so far, and it's going to be even more losses for IamOK here if Slam comes in with his archers. And, you know, I thought the towers were actually going to work out really well for them. At the moment, it's not looking so great, to be honest with you. More archers coming in, and more dead villagers for both of them. Really not going so well. I can just hear dead villagers everywhere. Fire with archers and skirmishers coming in as well. He's been making those for quite some time, and he's got a reasonable sized army here. Of course, these gold collectors were trapped in there, and archers can obviously take them out. So IamOK losing so much, really struggling to gather any gold at all, and overall just a lot of idle villagers. These ships now again unable to do anything, and it's a little bit worrying really for these guys, I've got to say. Slam gonna come over here with some archers as well, combining forces, and you know, this could be pretty troublesome for IamOK right here if both of them join up. It looks like they're gonna head straight over to this gold, and as you can see already, a lot of very weak villagers over here. As I said, IamOK probably should have built farms with those rather than sending them over to this stone, because there's one dead one. Surely he's gonna pick these off so easily. Just dead villagers everywhere. So many losses for these guys. I'm starting to feel a little bit bad for them. A lot of towers as well though. I mean, the wood is fairly much, well, very much in their control. Apart from this little section here, and well, this area is all gone for Fire, but Fire is making do with lumber camps at the back. As you can see, a lot of lumber camps back here, and he is going to be able to get plenty of wood still, making most of the little bits of tufts of, well, the little tufts of wood sort of sticking around. Slam, I think, making a little mistake here, heading straight into Tim's base. Tim has 3 towers up, and Slam probably going to lose all of his archers once again, so a little bit of a mistake from him doing that, but obviously without the scouting knowledge he wasn't really to know. But these towers pretty well placed from Tim, I've got to say. Very nicely done over there for him indeed. I wouldn't be surprised actually if none of these guys are upgrading to castle right now. Let's have a look though. IamOK's population down to 32. He has really taken a lot of losses from this raiding, and he's just losing so many villagers. It's a little bit painful. Fire on 64, Tim on 37. He too has lost a lot, and Slam on 49. So I mean, the guys who've lost the wood and the guys who've lost to the tower rushing have really actually done pretty well for themselves, I've got to say. I'm wondering now where IamOK is starting to get his food from. He's putting up some fish traps. All of his villagers, pretty much every villager he has, is gathering wood right now. That's all he has. It's a little bit worrying for him, I've got to say. IamOK on this side, still making a few skirmishes, but I mean, it's not a lot to boast about. Fire already has plenty of skirmishes and archers out, and he's going to be able to defend from that so easily. Slam now as well, just continuing to make archers. I think actually Slam could be going up to castle fairly soon. He's actually got the gold for it. He just needs a little bit more food, but obviously, you know, he's had free farming back here. He's been denied a little bit of wood. He's sort of tanking some of the arrow fire from the towers, but he's actually managing to get plenty of farms up, and he's actually going to hit castle. And you know what? I think when they hit castle, it's going to be very much over for Tim here. Well, for Tim and IamOK. They can make eagles. He'd probably make crossbows to pick off villagers from a bit further, but eagles would be good as well, as obviously they can raid, they have higher pierce armor, and they're going to be able to get in here and kill villagers without taking too much damage from the towers. Of course, knights would be nice, but that's what Fire can do. Fire can make knights once he gets up to castle, and maybe he will be up to castle too fairly soon. Not just yet, he needs a little bit more food, but it's not such a big deal for him. He's got plenty of feudal army. He's still keeping the pressure on very heavily on IamOK, and IamOK only just starting to get some farms up right now. Really bad for him. Of course, as I said, these towers in the centre securing a lot of the centre of the map, but Fire here starting to build towers of his own, and if IamOK loses this wood as well as losing, you know, his stone, all the villages he lost, it's going to be just such bad news for him. I'm actually curious to see when these towers are going to go up. Let's see, so close. And if these do go up, I just don't see how IamOK is going to actually come back from this. It's going to be so hard for him. Let's see. Tower fire coming in, losing so much. These villagers are going to be dropping health so quickly, and having to relocate his lumber camp once again, another waste of resources. More villagers dying. Just so many dead villagers. I'm sure he's not really got over 40 population this entire game. I would not be surprised. Still launching a little bit of an attack over at Fire's base, but Fire here, plenty of defences in position. Of course, he does have those cheaper skirmishes as well. Sorry, no, not cheaper skirmishes. That's actually IamOK who has the cheaper skirmishes. But even so, managing to defend fairly nicely here. Towers up and plenty of wood coming in as well. Slam up to castle. We'll probably see crossbow out of him pretty much instantly, and Bodkin arrow as well as crossbowman, and Bodkin arrow also. Gonna head straight over to Tim's base, and even with these towers now, with Bodkin arrow done, it's going to be pretty tough actually for Tim to defend. I mean, he's going to get villagers picked off whether he likes it or not. Slam can easily stand on the base of this tower and just attack, and he's going to come straight in. Crossbow just done now, and we're going to see a lot of dead villagers for Tim as well, which Tim is certainly not going to be too happy about at all. There's two straight away, three almost, just escaping with its life inside of that tower. Uh-oh, these Chinese guys are really taking a beating here. It's really not looking good at all. Fire really keeping the pressure on, and IamOK. Oh, his villagers, his economy, it's just so messy. He's now took all of his villagers off of wood, and he's taking gold. I just don't know what he's going to do. Looking at his economy here, he is so far from clicking up to castle. We have a look at Fire, he is almost there. IamOK is still just lacking the food. He's not had the food this entire game, and that's really been a problem to him. Lots of gold coming in. I don't know what he's going to do with it. He doesn't have a market as far as I can see, and he's not going to be able to buy any resources, so I am just lost. I am lost. I do not know what these Chinese guys are doing here. I like their idea, trushing in the center to stop them from getting wood, but they managed to deal with that very well indeed, and IamOK there resigning. Looks like Tim going to do the same in just a second. A castle going up as well for Slam there, that's nice. Just like a finishing move. That castle's going to go up, Plumed Archer's going to come out, and Tim's just going to find himself in such a bad position. Let's see, Tim maybe making a final stand. No, he just resigns. Waiting for Paladin right now to resign as well, and that's it, GG. Nicely played by Slam and Fire. I actually thought they were really in a bad position once the towers went up, as I said. But they came back from it. They actually managed to do a really good job keeping the pressure on, not panicking about the towers, just saying, right, we can't take wood at the front, we'll take wood at the back, no problem whatsoever. You've invested a lot of wood in making the towers anyway, and I'm going to go and attack you at your base. And it seemed to work out very well. So bear in mind, teams of the Medieval Wars, strategies to consider for these maps, because any of these could be turning up in the Medieval Wars. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I've been Zach, and I will see you guys next time.